Welcome back to Market Day Report. My name is Scott Schulte. I'm still the cow guy. Thank you very much for tuning in with us today. It's the last time we're going to see each other, right? So that's something we have to keep in mind here because cow guy closed, top of the hour, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. We're going to make a deep dive into some things, and we're going to go a little bit further than we normally do on this show. But you want to tune in, 1 Central, 2 Eastern, the cow guy closed. All right, let's take a look at what these markets are doing so you can get a better idea about going home. 5 3/4 cents lower in D's. That's just 1 tick lower than it was the last time we checked, so it really hasn't moved. $6.92 3/4 is last. March is 5.5 cents lower to $6.99 1/4. All right, how about moving on to the soybeans? They were higher a little bit earlier. Let's see what they're doing now. The same, maybe lost maybe a penny. 3 cents higher in that Nova to 13.77 even. We've got Jan up 3 1/4 cents to 13.89 1/4. So not too bad. We're about 12 cents off the lows there. Pretty healthy market as we speak. How about we move over to see what's going on with the Chicago wheat market? 36 1/4 cents lower in that D's market. 901 3/4. We're worried about losing that 9 handle. March off 34 1/4 cents to 917 1/4, and both of those are about 3 cents off the lows. Hard red wheat, Kansas City. What do we have happening here? Much the same, 34 cents lower, 990 1/4 is last. We lost the 10 handle. That's D's. We've got March at 987 3/4. That's down 32 1/4 cents, and we also lost the 10 handle there. About 33 to 32 cents across the board when it comes to the hard red wheat in Kansas City. If we move over to see what's going on in Minneapolis, 29 1/4 cents lower in that D's contract to 985 even, while we have got March 27 3/4 cents lower to 990 3/4. All right, let's take one quick peek at cotton. What's going on with that cotton market? It's up 42 points now. It's all over the place. 88.65 is last in the D's cotton contract. It's really been quiet all day long. Let's get to our next guest analyst. It's Ted Seifried from Zaner Ag Hedge. Ted, thanks for being on the show. All right. Whatever we say today means nothing tomorrow by noon. But what are your thoughts here when it comes to these things?
Okay, so wheat has been the leader so far this week. With the massive strength that we saw yesterday based on an escalation with Russia-Ukraine. But then today, wheat's down sharply with Russia saying that they might forgo their export quota this year because of ample supplies. So that wheat market continues to be in a wild range. And, well, yeah, one day is one thing, the next is something different. And it's really kind of drug corn around this week. So, yeah, that's really been the feature. But that's kind of because the row crops don't have a whole lot of their own news, and we're waiting for this report, like you just said, tomorrow at 11 Central Time. The average trade guesses, I find it interesting that the average trade guess is looking for soybean yield to go higher, ever so slightly, from a 50.5 to a 50.6, but just looking for that higher yield when, you hear a lot of anecdotal news from harvest suggesting that maybe bean yields aren't quite as good as expected. You see a lot on Twitter and things like that suggesting bean yields maybe be going down. So I wonder if that's really an accurate representation of what's factored into the market versus what a number of analysts are saying. You also look at the soybean carryover, average trade guess at 248 million bushel. Ooh, that seems like that's higher than what the trade has been expecting. And I'd say the same thing for the wheat carryover. So you wonder if the analyst expectations are setting us up for the potential for a bit of a bullish report tomorrow. I don't know. You never know what USDA is going to say. This is the last big round of numbers that we're going to see for the most part between now and the end of the calendar year. So this is a very, very big report. Yield, we're looking at yield. Obviously, beginning stocks numbers just changed. We want to know what their updates are on demand. So many different things here. But the average trade guesses for me, for soybeans and wheat carryover, I don't know if they're accurate representations of what the market's really factored in.
Well, you won't have to wait very long to find out. How about that for you? Yeah, I agree with you. It'll be interesting. And this is supposed to be the one we're supposed to put a finer point on things. But if I get the feeling that we're not going to get a finer point. So we'll see what the adjustments are. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Ted Seifried from Zaner Ag Hedge in Chicago after this. All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. Let's jump in and take a look at these cattle prices. Why don't we waste no time? You're probably sick of hearing me talk all day. December live cattle in Chicago, that's up $1.82, not bad. 148.82 is last, just a tick off the highs, not bad. February is up $1.27, now $1.30. 152.05 is last, and that is only about 7 cents off the high. So live cattle board is good going into the close. How about feeders? What do we have happening with the feeder cattle? This one's also strong. Nove's up $3.32 to 176.20, 15 cents off the highs. Jan's up $2.25 to 176.52. And that too is about a dime off the highs. Let's see what we've got going on in lean hogs. Fronts were down. Oh, here we go. Got a little bit of up arrows spreading. Deese is up 7 cents. We'll take it. 79.67 is last. Now up 12 cents. There you go. 79.72 is last. Well, we've got Feb right behind it, up a tick, 2 cents. 81.02. All right, let's get back to Ted Seifried. He's with Zaner Ag Hedge. He's also in Chicago. Ted, anything tickle your fancy when it comes to the livestock?
Yeah, Scott, you would expect to see feeders up when you have corn down a little bit, but I'm also going to say that the strength that you're seeing on the feeder board is probably more impressive than how much corn is down. That being said, we had a very rough end of the week for feeder cattle last week, and then yesterday was not so good either. So we're starting to crawl out of a hole, it seems. So that's good to see. But you look at a live cattle, that December live cattle chart looks much different. This is a bit of a breakout, or maybe not a confirmed breakout to the upside, but we are flirting with this bigger breakout to the upside in that December live cattle. So that's a really nice thing to see. You saw cash trade higher, somewhat unexpectedly. So yeah, okay, that cattle chart looks good. And then, the hogs, which were under some pressure earlier today, have now climbed back to unchanged or positive on the day. That's a nice little reversal to see as well. So livestock as a whole having a pretty decent day. And that comes as you're having a bit of a risk off day in other places. So it's nice to see that. It's nice to see that strength that you have really across the board there on livestock.
All right, good stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge. He's in Chicago. Love having you on. Great content. We're going to bring it back here to Nashville. I throw it back over to Suzanne.